La Sportiva is one of the brands that for sure will be competitive with Salomon.
L'era Salomon è finita, adesso tocca a noi.
We are with the top 4 runners, in which we find 2 Italians, Davide and Nadir, sticking together neck to neck.
Nadir knows to stand a chance of catching Davide, he's going to have to take some massive risks on the downhill.
At the end, I just thought, okay, you are here, you are in third position, just try to hold on and give all your energy in the last part to save this volume.
It was a hard fight.
What did you do last night?
Yesterday,
Yeah.
I drink 2 beer for mental positive sensation. Sono un campione nel calcio balilla. Better than schimo e running. Sono entrato 5 anni fa nel centro sportivo esercito. Questo gruppo è prevalentemente per lo sci alpinismo, per noi, e ci permette di fare della nostra passione il nostro lavoro, che sarebbe lo sci alpinismo, e contemporaneamente ci dà l'opportunità comunque di allenarci e riuscire a fare anche durante l'estate una stagione estiva di corse montagna. Schimo is complicated.
Why?
And running, t-shirt, shoes and...
I joined the Italian military team in 2015. In that year, there were only 2 spots for 2 new athletes, and we were like 7 people asking for these places. So I was really happy to be the winner of the concourse together with Nadir Maguet.
If you look at Davide and Nadir's lives on paper, they're incredibly similar. Both are from the mountainous regions of North Italy. They both compete for the army team. Both of them compete for skimo in the winter, and both compete in trail running in the summer. They could be brothers. But despite their similarities, actually their personalities are in complete contrast to each other. Davide is professional, meticulous. He'll look at every detail to try and guarantee that he has success. Whereas Nadir, he's a social beast. He likes to party. He'll spend time with his friends, and that's how he relaxes, which is when he performs best.
You live today?
Yeah, just really quick after the prize ceremony, because we have the flight at 8:30 this evening. Yeah, no, it was a hard season under the Christmas holiday with the shop, a lot of people. Hi, I'm Davide Magnini from Italy. I'm 23 years old. I'm a runner from Salomon International Team. I come from Vermiglio, where I live with my family. I help my father with his sports shop, and in the summer, when there are sunny days, I also have my grandfather to pick up the grass for his cows. And in between all these activities, I train myself with trail running, mountain bike, or roller ski. I really like this way of life because I'm a person who needs to be always really busy, and so I really like the life in Val di Sole in Trentino.
Davide exploded onto the trail running scene in 2019 when he won the Marathon de Mont Blanc. Prior to that, he was known in skimo racing, but since then, he's been the person that everyone's been looking at in the races as the person who's probably going to win.
So next stop, Davide?
Mont Blanc Marathon.
You feel ready for it?
Yes. I feel a little bit anxious because of course you arrive there that you are the last winner, the champion in charge, so Of course, there will be a little bit of pressure on me, but I hope to have the same good emotions and feelings of 2 years ago.
In 2019, Davide completed his first marathon at the Mont Blanc Marathon, and he won. He came to Dolomites, and he won. And all the year, he was in full confidence because, it was fluid, it was in ease for him. But then, following years coming, he was the guy to beat. And pressure was increasing on his shoulder. So this year he has to manage, all the external pressure from the other athletes as well, because each time he takes the start of a race, each one is waiting a victory from Davide. And this is really difficult to manage.
I have a question for Davide. You're the returning champ, and the course changes suit your strengths. But at Nadir, you struggled given your patchy pre-season. Do you think you're still the favourite?
Yes, I had some problem at Ola de Nuria. I took a really bad day for me. I wasn't in shape, but I tried to keep on and fight as much as possible. And at the end, it was a good result, and I'm satisfied with it. Yes, tomorrow the field will be really high with a lot of strong athletes. And I hope to be there fighting for the leading. Let's see how it will develop tomorrow. Coming here in Chamonix as the last winner of Mont Blanc Marathon, it's of course a big pressure from all the people that expect a lot from me.
How did you sleep, Davide?
Not really well.
Davide è un ragazzo super concentrato in quello che fa. Trovo che non si fa distrarre da altre cose, ha bene in mente quello che vuole ottenere ed è molto testardo, cioè dove vuole arrivare ci arriva.
Number one,
Big responsibility, eh?
He is still young, he can improve a lot, and we will certainly see him for the next 10 years. So we don't know how he will improve himself. But of course, his main improvement today is how he approach competition, how he can be less stressed, how he can be more relaxed. Because today his biggest competitor is just himself. It's mental.
We're in Chamonix for the second race of the Golden Trail World Series.
And this year, the Mont Blanc Marathon course runs in the opposite direction, but it still features 42 Ks with 2,540 meters of elevation gain.
That's right, Martin. It used to have a mellow uphill and a technical downhill, but this year they will find a really technical uphill and a fast downhill, making this part of the course much faster.
And it looks like Andy Walker is leading the race with his classic sprint start. He's trying to leave the group behind, but the others are not slowing down either.
And following right behind, there's Mexico's Juan Carlos Carrera and the usual suspects from Salomon, Davide Magnini, Bart Preboyevsky, and Stian.
The start of Marathon du Mont Blanc was super fast. On the flat part, we were pushing a good pace, and I was almost at the front, following the leaders. And after, when we reached Le Tour, I wasn't able to drink because I had some stomach problems. So I had to do all the climbs without no refueling. But until the Aguil de Poset, I was feeling good and I was leading together with Stian. In that downhill, I thought, oh, I won't be able to start again running on the flat or in the uphill because my legs were so sore. But after, when I reached the bottom of the downhill and I start again to climb, maybe I shake a little bit the legs. I start to drink small shots of salt and gels, and step by step I was feeling better. And I was able to catch up with Bart in the climb to La Flégère and to pass him. And the last part, I was trying to push all my energy to catch up also with Stian, but he was already too far from me. And at the end, I finished second, really happy and satisfied with what I've done.
Davide didn't manage to win today, but we can be very proud. Stian is just huge this year, so he cannot complain really.
No Italian style now. 0-100 in 4.1. Ready? Oh.
It's beautiful.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, on the paper it could see that me and Nadir are really similar athletes because we are both from Esercito. We are competing in the Eskimo season in winter, and we do almost the same trail running races in the summer. But I think we have a completely different approach to the competition. Nadir can be much more relaxed the days before, and also the skills in running are different.
Or drink of fresh beer. It's important. Io sono un po' più alternativo, se si può definire così, nel senso che mi concentro quando ho un obiettivo, mi motivo molto, ma allo stesso tempo mi distraggo facilmente da quello che è la mia vita d'atleta, quindi per rimanere concentrato ho veramente bisogno di obiettivi grandi. Andiamo a conoscere il team manager.
It's one of the most funny athletes that we have in our team. I'm personally also a friend of him, and we met each other in 2012 when I arrived in La Sportiva. He was really a child, and in the last year he grew a lot. He became a man, he became a top athlete, and we are really proud to have Nadir in our La Sportiva team.
Quando ero un ragazzo sono venuto a Canazei le prime volte per partecipare al Vertical e da lì avevo già gli occhi puntati sulla Sky perché vedevo che era una gara regina dove hanno vinto i migliori runner al mondo come Kilian, De Gasperi, Tadei e tantissimi altri atleti, quindi da lì mi sono già un po' innamorato di questa Sky e da lì ho capito che sarebbe stata una gara a cui ci avrei tenuto molto.
The Dolomites Run it's absolutely one of the most important in Italy for sky running. And La Sportiva was supporting the event since the beginning for 20 years, more or less 20 years. And the race is close to La Sportiva headquarters.
The third stop of the Golden Trail World Series is in northern Italy, near the home of La Sportiva. This race actually used to be their home race that they sponsored before Salomon pushed them off. For their home race to be stolen away from them is a huge slap in the face for them as a branded company. That is hugely motivating for their athletes. They really want to win here more than anywhere else.
Tanto perché è da diversi anni che ci vengo, ci sono affezionato molto e mi piacerebbe vincerla una volta sia per me stesso che per la Sportiva che per tutti gli amici che ho qua.
If Nadir will do a good result, for sure it's important to La Sportiva because we are in the Dolomites, we are close to the race, so it's always good to win at home.
Welcome to the Dolomites in the beautiful Italian Alps, and boy, do we have a big weekend of racing coming ahead.
In a few minutes, we'll have the start of the vertical kilometer race. There's an ultra on Saturday and the Dolomites run on the Sunday.
And this one is one of the most spectacular races in Italy, and the third stop...
The vertical kilometer, or VK, is a short, sharp race where you run up over 1,000 meters in a total of 2 to 3 kilometers run. It's brutal on your lungs, but with no downhill, it's not quite as punishing on the legs, so you can recover quickly.
Davide Magnini takes the win in a strong time of 32 minutes and 35 seconds. However, 1 minute short of the current course.
Here he is, Davide Magnini, the local 21-year-old athlete.
In 2019, winning both the VK and the Sky Race in Dolomites Run was just a dream come true and one of the best experiences of my life.
In 2019, Davide won the vertical kilometer and the Sky Race, and he's actually looking to repeat that this year. For most runners, you wouldn't do 2 races so close. It's a bit of a risk, but for Davide, he actually needs the confidence that the vertical kilometer will give him. He's now won the vertical kilometer this year, so you'd expect for him to have a very good performance on Sunday.
Davide ha vinto il vertical, però questo psicologicamente non mi tocca, nel senso che tanto non c'è bisogno di un vertical per sapere che Davide va forte, quindi è tutto normale.
So Nadir, last year, 2 years ago, you won Ring of Steel in Scotland, but you were second here, your home, your sponsor's home. And when you walk down the street, people think, here's Nadir, second in Dolomites. Is it more important for you to win first Italian in Dolomites or to win a race outside of the Dolomites?
L'importante è vincere, che sia qua o da un'altra parte. Quando si vince è sempre qualcosa di bello. È logico che vincere qua è una gara a cui io ho diversi anni a cui ci tengo. È una gara che mi piace molto, è qui nella valle dove c'è la Sportiva, dove ho tanti amici e quindi non nascondo che la vittoria qua mi darebbe più soddisfazione, sì.
Of course, being the first Italian on Sunday would be really nice because we are here in Italy and it's my region, so I wanted to perform well and let's hope to be also the first of all.
My father. Oggi io e il mio vecchio facciamo la stessa gara. Vediamo chi arriva davanti. Vincere la Dolomites per me sarebbe aggiungere un pezzetto alla mia carriera sportiva e dei miei obiettivi. Ci sono tante gare, ma ci sono poche le gare, quelle che davvero uno ci tiene a vincere. Questa per me è una di quelle. Ciao.
The Italians are really excited about today. The terrain is so technical, and actually in 2019 it was an incredible race. It was such a big battle, but most importantly, first and second were both Italians. It was a dream come true, and they're both back today. So the Italians are expecting it to kick off.
Welcome to the Dolomites Run here in the Dolomites. Everyone is getting ready to give it all for the third stop of the Golden Trail World Series.
That's right, pal. I'm super excited. Third stage, ready to go, and the race is on. Dolomites Run is one of the shortest races of the season, only 22K long, 10K uphill, 12K downhill, altogether 1,700 of elevation gain. But this year, the runners won't be running to Pittsburgh due to bad weather conditions.
Just before reaching Passo Pordoi on the runnable path, I saw that Remy, Thibaut and Stian were escaping and were already far from me in the front. So I knew that in Passo Pordoi was the moment to do my move. I took the poles, and my skimo skills helped me a lot from there to Forcella Pordoi, because the climb is much steeper with more technical part. So I give it all my energy, I push as hard as I could, and I was able to fill the gap and arrive at Forcella Pordoi in 4th position, close to the 3rd.
Luciano Moya is the first Italian to come out of the couloir of hell today, and he's currently in 3rd position. And
look, right behind there is Davide Magnini. It looks like he's gained a lot of positions in the uphill.
Yes, and he could even pass.
Quest'anno Remy ha forzato molto già appena dopo la partenza, e io avevo delle buone sensazioni i primi 5 minuti di gara, poi le gambe hanno iniziato a diventare sempre più pesanti, ho capito che le energie non erano quelle che cercavo, e poi ho iniziato anche a faticare un po' a livello mentale, e quando la testa non segue il fisico poi è difficile far fatica e restare concentrati.
I was running really hard, and on one of those snow patches I stepped with my leg into a hole and I hit badly a rock with my ankle. From that moment the race was really frustrating for me.
Per me non è stata una buona gara, perché sono arrivato alla Dolomites convinto. Negli allenamenti precedenti stavo molto bene, è una gara che mi motiva ad andare forte, e i presupposti erano ottimi per poter fare un'ottima gara, però è stata completamente diversa da quello che mi aspettavo, quindi è stato il mio fallimento più grande quest'anno.
Yeah, I thought that Nadir could pass me at one moment, because I knew that he is a really strong downhiller. But when I reached the runnable part and I saw that he didn't catch me so far, I said, okay, maybe I can reach again Canada in this position.
The Italians really under-delivered today. The home crowd were expecting at least a podium. The Sportiva were hoping for a home win, and for Salomon, Davide, they were hoping was back to his best. So to see neither in the top 5 and Nadir not even in the top 30, they're both going to be disappointed with today.
For me, it was more probably because I was the champion, and so there was a lot of pressure on me. So I was tired from the BK and tired from the stress. But the things that also Nadir was not in a good shape, I think it was a coincidence, because Nadir is not a person who feel the pressure, or maybe he can mask it really well.
Penso che avevo anche troppa pressione al di fuori e dovevo dimostrare che potevo farcela e sapevo di star bene, quindi molte persone avevano fiducia in me che potessi vincere, e questo probabilmente mi ha dato troppa pressione che non sono riuscito a gestire nel migliore dei modi.
About Davide and Nadir, I think both of them get a lot of pressure before Dolomites, and at the end, no one of them make a good race. because they were, you know, in their country, their media, their fans were all eyes on them. It was more mental for them than physical.
We always talk about home advantage, but sometimes it actually works against you. And for Davide, they actually called up the top 10 onto the podium, so he had to go and stand in 9th, a position he didn't want, he didn't expect, and he's not used to in front of his home fans. Nadir would have found it equally hard because he had to watch all of this with his friends talking to him about today's race. It's going to make a big difference to their motivation next time.
It's true that I didn't perform well. I was the first Italian in 9th place, but it's a shame that at the same time also Nadir had a bad time and no one was in the podium because the Italian crowd was looking for an Italian victory.
Dopo Canazei mi rimanevano 2 gare, una in Germania e una in Francia, l'ultima tappa, ma non avevo abbastanza allenamento per quella in Germania e la Skyrun. Ho fatto 2 conti nel ranking ed era quasi impossibile per me accedere alle finali, quindi ho deciso di finire la mia stagione delle Golden e focalizzarmi su progetti personali e ripartire un altro anno nuovamente con la Golden sperando che ci sia di nuovo la Zegama.
It's the Skyrun, which is the last chance for the runners to get a golden ticket.
At the moment, on the overall ranking, I'm 11th, which is a tricky spot. So not only do I need to score big points, but I also need to stop fast girls to score points as well, which is why I'm here.
One of the teams that's been really impressive this season has been Team Matrix.
We can maybe have 3 athletes on the final just after 2 years and a half. So when I got to Myanmar, it was just crazy.
It's the time of the season where I can afford to take more risks.
Oh my gosh, like if I can't finish the race at this point, like I'm gonna be so mad.
Looking at the Matrix results, I don't know if they'll be happy or not, but for La Sportiva, he saved them. And he's not the person they thought he would this season.